Heya Cryptozens, tonight's show. KuCoin fights rumors of doom. BlockFi's deal with FTX, and Voyager Digital suspends trading. It's 10 p.m. Pacific, and the date is July 2nd, 2022. Welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter. My name is Nicodemus, and I'll be your host. The cover model, mascot, and co-host for this podcast is Tex, and together we take a nightly look at the crypto, NFT, and metaverse space and the industry that surrounds it. So take a minute, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast now, because we're here at 10 p.m. every night, so that when you leave in the morning, you're taking with you the crypto news analysis that you need to start your day. And keep in mind, nothing in this show should ever be considered financial advice. Doom. Nobody likes rumors. I mean, most people love to hear rumors, unless those rumors are about them. Johnny Leo is no different. He is the CEO of KuCoin, and he's got a bit of a job ahead of him. See, he's got to fight rumors linking his company to the Terra Black Swan event and the collapse of Three Arrows Capital. And you could watch it unfold on Twitter last night because of the threat, the rumors, the fear of contagion that they would have gotten from Luna and from Three Arrows Capital. Many notable traders and influencers were all yelling, screaming, preaching from the mountaintop. KuCoin is going to shut the door on transfers and withdrawals. One crypto influencer that I'm quite fond of was lamenting that most of their wealth is in KuCoin and they're not able to transfer it out quickly enough. And they weren't the only one. They were all warning investors about an incoming lock on transfers and withdrawals. Several influencers like Kong BTC were telling their followers to withdraw all their funds from KuCoin. Now, to be fair, I've been telling everybody to take and keep their money off the exchanges for this very reason. Frankly, keeping your money on an exchange is far less safe than keeping it in a bank savings account. Yeah, let that sink in. Because the banking space is just more mature in this one respect. There are more protections in place for consumers in the event of a bank going belly up than there are for exchanges and lending providers and things like that. You know, if a bank fails, you've got stuff like FDIC insurance to protect you. If your exchange goes under, you might get some money back. You might get nothing back. Now, I'm not saying people should keep their money in a savings account. Far from it. But it would be safer than leaving it on an exchange. One influencer and blockchain investigator, Otto, told his 30,000 followers, quote, withdraw from KuCoin right now. Not a drill. No time for thread. Like and retweet to spread the message. Otter hardly wrong in such matters. So that should give you an idea of the concern that swept through crypto Twitter starting the night of July 1st. And the rumors were rampant and wide-ranging. They said that Terra Luna and Three Arrows Capital collapses have caused KuCoin to suffer immensely. Yeah, the theory was that KuCoin was heavily invested in Luna and Three Arrows Capital. And Three Arrows Capital liquidation was going to be what takes KuCoin over the edge into insolvency. And it looked like a lot of people were scared. Well, the CEO got involved. Posting from his Twitter account, Johnny KuCoin, he told his 65,000 followers, quote, beware of FUDs. Not sure who's spreading these sheer rumors and what their intentions are, but KuCoin does not have any exposure to Luna, 3AC, Babel, etc. No immense suffer from any coin collapse. No plan to halt withdrawal. Everything on KuCoin is operating well. And he went further as his tweet became a threat. He defended the company by pointing out their $10 billion valuation just a couple of months ago. And that valuation came with $150 million funding. He points out to the fact that they have job openings to be filled. He pointed to the fact that they're hiring for multiple positions and asked the question, how much sense does this FUD make? And he warned FUDding rumor mongers. In his tweet, he addressed the people accusing KuCoin of shutting down services. He said, quote, for FUDders who intentionally spread unverified info, KuCoin reserves the right to take legal actions. Don't FUD, build. Well, the market was pretty flat today. Not a ton of volume going on. At the time of writing, the global crypto market cap is $868.1 billion. It's up 0.23% in 24. The top 5 cryptos by market cap are Bitcoin down 0.17%, Ethereum up 0.08%, Tether USDC and Binance Coin up 0.77%. So this BlockFi situation has been something of a saga because rumors started, as they do, last week on Twitter. BlockFi's in trouble. Even though BlockFi was able to liquidate sizable holdings from Three Arrows Capital, it wasn't enough. That number from 3AC, they liquidated $1.33 billion worth of assets, although possibly at a net loss given the way the market went in June. Even with that infusion of capital, the downturn in the market is too much and BlockFi is going to go under. Remember, these are all rumors. Rumors, they said that BlockFi's equity investors were blown out. The story goes that the investors were down so bad they were considering selling their interest at a loss. This would mean FTX would be able to buy BlockFi for pennies on the dollar, a sum of $25 million, which would be amazingly cheap for a company that held a $5 billion valuation last June. At one point, these rumors were reported by CNBC, and for their part, an FTX spokesperson said the company, quote, would not be commenting on the matter. And additionally, a BlockFi spokesperson said, quote, the company does not comment on market rumors. Now, BlockFi CEO Zach Prince, he did comment. He said no way. He got on Twitter on June 30th to refute these claims to his 72,000 followers. He said, quote, lots of market rumors out there. I can 100% confirm that we aren't being sold for $25 million. I encourage everyone to trust only the details you hear directly from BlockFi. We will share more with you as soon as we can. Now, the roots of this particular rumor are certainly born in recent events because Zach Prince took out a loan at the United Bank of SBF for $250 million in the form of an emergency line of credit. Now, SBF said at the time that it would let BlockFi, quote, navigate the market from a position of strength. Now, I remember people were concerned that this deal would let Sam pick up BlockFi for pennies on the dollar through the terms of the loan, and the loan deal went through. BlockFi raised their interest rates, which is a position that makes sense to me. They're holding a $250 million credit line with Sam Bankman-Fried. That gives them a little bit of breathing room to try and build instead of cut back, because they had already announced a 20% staff cut. So it seems like BlockFi might be okay, right? Not really. Even with the bolstering of the line of credit. One thing, BlockFi's rep took a hit. That's why rumors like this could take hold. They're kind of believable, especially in today's market. Believable but wrong. And so it came to pass on Friday that Prince published on their website, quote, a message from our founders. It was announced yesterday that BlockFi and FTX have a new deal. And this deal gives BlockFi access to a $400 million credit facility, rather than the $250 million prior. Interestingly, this deal does allow for FTX to potentially acquire BlockFi. In the words of Zach Prince, it will, quote, protect client funds. Instead of a $25 million valuation, like the rumors are saying, the terms agreed to on Friday gave BlockFi, quote, variable price up to $240 million based on performance triggers. Now, reportedly, BlockFi hasn't used any of that credit line available. In a tweet, Prince explained at least part of the motivation for taking this deal. He said, quote, as a matter of principle, we fundamentally believe in protecting client funds, not only because it's absolutely the right thing to do, but this also benefits the ongoing health and adoption of crypto financial services worldwide. Therefore, it was important to add capital to our balance sheet to bolster liquidity and protect client funds. The global NFT market cap is up over $11.77 billion. Sales volume is down 4.79% in 24 hours. According to CoinMarketCap, the top 5 NFT collections by sales volume are Bored Apes, followed by Other Deed, Mutant Apes, CryptoPunks, and Wizards, which is Wizards but with no vowels. Now, keep in mind, these collections have very volatile prices, so do your own research. Now, a bit of disclosure here. I am a Voyager customer, although I only used it to buy Luna, and we all know how that turned out. So I still have some Luna on the exchange that they won't let me transfer out. maybe I should be thankful to them. The fact that I couldn't transfer my Luna off platform is possibly the only thing that kept me from buying even more of it. And now I have some Luna, Luna 2.0, and some locked Luna. So obviously, none of it is worth very much anymore. Regardless, it is unfortunate to have to report that as of July 1st at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, Voyager Digital halted all trading withdrawals. And you don't always see this, deposits. Usually they're fine with you depositing more money in your account if they're having a problem. Now, they announced the stoppage with CEO Stephen Ehrlich saying, quote, "This was a tremendously difficult decision, but we believe it is the right one given current market conditions." He said the company would continue exploring strategic alternatives with various interested parties and added, quote, "Voyager is actively pursuing all available remedies for recovery from 3AC, including through the court-ordered liquidation process in the Virgin Islands." Now, speaking of Three Arrows Capital, they just filed bankruptcy. So there you go. Yeah. 3AC filed Chapter 15 bankruptcy in New York, also on July 1st. So the same day one of their victims has to stop trading, 3AC is filing for protection in bankruptcy court. Now, here's why I say that. The way a Chapter 15 bankruptcy works is in this case, 3AC's assets will get protected while the liquidation is getting carried out. What that means is it stops creditors from seizing assets in the U.S. while the liquidation happens in the British Virgin Islands. Chapter 15s are fine for proceedings that involve multiple countries. Now, that liquidation was ordered by a court in the British Virgin Islands on the 29th of June. And Stephen Ehrlich is making no bones about the cause of the stoppage. On Twitter, he said, quote, "The failure of a borrower, Three Arrows Capital, to repay a substantial loan from us makes this the right path forward." He continued saying, "This decision, while far from optimal, will give us time to work to strengthen our balance sheet, a necessary condition to protect assets and preserve the future of the Voyager platform we have built together." The company announced that they have retained Moelis & Company and the Consuelo Group as financial advisors, and Kirkland & Ellis as their legal advisors. So Voyager is in a spot, but I think they're going to be all right. Did you know Sam Bankman-Fried is their largest single shareholder? And not by a little bit, but a lot. And beyond that, Alameda Research has already extended a very generous line of credit to them, $200 million in USDC and 15,000 Bitcoin. I think if things go south, and I think they will, SBF will roll in and save them. He's already talked about rescuing companies that are worthy but need help as part of his effective altruism. So I think that there is every likelihood that Sam will be adding Voyager Digital and BlockFi to his sizable stack of crypto firms. And that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank you, my listeners, because when you stop listening, I'll stop talking. You stay safe out there. Watch out for yourselves, but watch out for each other too. We'll see you tomorrow night.